Hi everyone, if you're an existing subscriber, hello and welcome back. If you're new to my channel, hello, welcome, and why not hit subscribe now? I'm your host, Alicia Vittoria Keane, and I've been interviewing inspirational people and businesses to find out how and why they inspire others. This week, I interviewed marketing business owner Dan Knowlton. Here's how it went. Hi Dan, and welcome to the channel. To begin with, you could just introduce who are you and what do you do?
Sure. So my name's Dan Knowlton. I run a creative video and social media marketing agency called Knowlton. We're based down in sunny Margate, and we work with brands to produce cool content and run paid social media ad campaigns to drive trackable results.
I bet that's a really diverse role, what you do.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. When my brother's my co-founder, and when we started out, we both just did everything, like you kind of say. But as we've just started growing our team in the last 2 years, so there's now 6 of us. We've now properly sort of defined our roles. So I head up our sales and marketing, and he's kind of the CEO and manages the team and the project. So it's actually become less diverse as we've grown, but still doing lots of things, which is fun.
Where did it all begin for you? Where did the idea stem from?
That's a good question. So I did a marketing degree at the University of Brighton. Um, didn't learn much about marketing, just went out drinking all the time, as you do when you're a uni student. And then I got the job, a graduate scheme at a company called Enterprise Rent a Car. Worked my way up the ranks there, where you learn how to run the business, you learn all about marketing, managing a team. And after a year, I hated my life and I quit. And then when I came home, my dad's been in business for years, and he basically gave me an ultimatum and said, you either need to get a job or you can work at my business consultancy and apply some of the marketing things you'd learned at uni. And I chose that route. And I remember my first day, I just Googled, how do you do marketing? Because I hadn't learned a lot. And then I started working with him. And then from that kind of started our own agency. And yeah, it's kind of grown from there.
Going back to your enterprise days, what did that
Mm.
look like? What was it what you didn't like about that role?
Don't bring back bad memories for me.
Sorry.
No, I'm joking. No, joking. No, it wasn't bad at all. Joking. It was. I think I was really motivated to get a job and get up the ladder, and I worked incredibly hard, lots of hours, and there was quite a lot of pressure. And I think the kind of route up the ladder is a trainee, assistant, a management assistant, assistant manager, branch manager. And when it got to the assistant manager role, a lot of the daily runnings of the business was logistics. So for example, we had 250 cars and hundreds of customers, and you have to work out how you're going to make everything work when you've got people coming through the door and they want to rent a car and that kind of thing. And I think my skill set didn't really match that. I wasn't very good, basically, at logistics and planning, which made me really stressed, which meant I had to go in extra early and finish extra late to try and figure everything out. So yeah, and also I got promoted above the person who trained me. So there's a bit of a weird dynamic that someone who trained me, I was their boss. And it's kind of a bit weird if, you train someone and they're now telling you what to do. So it's a bit of a weird dynamic, but I learned a lot, and yeah, I really valued the experience. So yeah.
What was one of the most important things you learned?
I think it was like the wide, it was a number of things, because you're basically running a business, but you don't have the benefits of it being your business.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to learn about managing a team, communication, customer service, sales, marketing. You just have to learn everything. And learning all those different areas, I think, has helped me with running our agency now with my brother, because all of those skills have kind of come to play and helped me to get to where we are now.
A lot of people would be scared to hand in their notice and just quit a job if they've not got
Mm.
something lined up. How come you weren't?
I'll be honest, I'm not like a hero or anything. I basically got to a point where I was so stressed and I had this opportunity to get out of that job. So an opportunity for a phone interview at like my dream job in London came up and I was like, yes, I can quit this job that I now hate. And I basically completely mucked up the phone interview. And that was just like a moment I was like, oh, I was just about to get out of this job and stuff. And then I mucked that up. And then I basically just, it was just, I just quit. I just hated it so much that I was like, nope, I'm just quitting. And I don't care if I have to go and do any kind of job. I just don't want to be doing this one.
Which is fair
So
enough.
yeah, I wasn't brave. I was just hated my life so much that it was just the only choice.
What was your dream job?
At the time, looking back, it wouldn't be my dream job now, but at the time, it was working for a company called Grant Thornton in London. So it was like doing marketing at a really great London-based global brand, which at the time I was like, wow, that'd be so cool. Looking at it now, I would hate it. Now I'm doing what I'm doing now. I'm running our business. This is way more fun.
Marketing is definitely your passion. Do
Mm.
you think that having a passion for marketing probably drove you away from your role at Enterprise?
I guess that's an interesting question. I think I didn't get a passion for marketing until I started working for my dad and I literally had to learn how to do it properly. Because it's all good and well at uni, it's all just theory. It's all just remembering clever things people have said in the past about marketing and formulating that into a well-written answer to a question. It's not like it's so different reading books and stuff to then actually doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't have really have a passion until the whole meltdown in my previous job and then working for my dad and then thinking, crap, I actually need to figure this out because if I don't, basically my dad gave me an ultimatum of you need to within 6 months demonstrate that you're bringing in enough income to pay for your salary. So I was like under a lot of pressure and I really didn't want to go back to that crap job. So I was like, I have to make this work. And that's when I started reading online tutorials, learning about social media marketing, building my personal brand. And I started building my following on Twitter and then just like spent hours and hours and hours constantly researching, learning and applying what I'd learned to figure it all out really.
What was one of the most important and most valuable things that you learned about improving your personal brand?
What did I learn? I think over the years, I mean, there's loads of like small tactics and stuff, but I think the most important thing I learned was, well, this sounds really kind of fluffy, but was to be yourself. And I think starting out, I wasn't that at all. Starting out, I thought I had to be this person. I used to wear suits to everything. I used to dress really smart. I used to think I've got to look businessy. I've got to speak in a certain way. And as I've progressed, like for example, one of the first things I did was went to this networking meeting. Like when you've got a business, you want to meet other people in the business world. You go to these breakfasts where you talk business and hand each other leads and stuff like that. And I completely just wasn't myself. I was like playing this role of this businessy person, and it really didn't work. And eventually, when I started to learn that, you know, if I'm just myself, if I'm honest and I'm authentic, then people resonate a lot better with that. So I think the biggest lesson I've learned is to actually be myself. And now I go to work every day pretty much in tracksuits and just just like to dress her and speak and just on myself, and it comes across a lot better. And I think that's really helped my personal brand grow because people know that this is me. I don't care if you like me or not, this is me.
Some people struggle to get to that stage where it is the case, this is me, not really caring. How did you get to that stage? Was it the research?
You are full of good questions. How did I get to that stage? I think it was a case of getting it wrong at the start and like going to these meeting other business people, playing that character and it not working. And I was like, oh, something's not working. I've got to try something different. And I think it's difficult to like pinpoint an action you can take to do it. I think it's weird. After a certain point, I just stopped caring what other people think as much in terms of what they think of me as a person. I really don't have an exact answer for that. That's such a difficult question.
So in that case, for
Mm.
someone who's watching this, if they are caring what people are thinking, they are caring about what they look like, how they talk, what would you say to them?
Good question. I'm going to completely contradict what I just said about not caring, because I do actually, it's funny thinking about this now, I do actually still care a lot about what people think. Just thinking about, for example, we post tons of content. Most of the engagement online is very positive. They really like our content. Thanks for sharing this. They've learned a lot, that kind of thing. Every now and again, you get one negative comment, basically saying you're rubbish. And that's the comment that always stands out. Like that, no matter if you get thousands of responses, that's the one that always stands out.
Why do you think
I think
that is?
I think because as humans, we're controlled by emotion, and I think personally, the feeling of someone being negative towards you has more of an impact than someone saying something nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think though the advice to the person, people watching this or listening to this, is you need to say to yourself, how bad do you want the thing you want, which is the reason for putting yourself out there. For example, if you're starting a business and you want to quit your job like I did, and you want to start making shoes, you love shoes, you want to start making shoes, and you know to make shoes and to get well known, you need to put yourself out there. You need to make videos of you talking about shoes. You need to make podcasts. You need to write articles. If, you know, and at some point someone's going to give you negative feedback and say, you're rubbish, you're ugly, you look stupid, you sound stupid, I don't like you, right? And that's going to happen. You need to say to yourself, how bad do I want to make this shoe company? If you want it bad enough, you will take on, you will like get past those negative comments, that negative feedback. If you're thinking, I don't actually want the shoe company enough to have to put up with someone saying something negative to me, then that's probably not the goal you should be heading towards. The idea is to find something that you're willing to risk and put everything on the line to take on that negative feedback and still do it. When you find the thing you want to do that you're like, yes, I don't care if I get this negative feedback, I'm still going to do it. That's what you should be heading towards. If you're making your shoe company and you're like, I'm going to do it, I don't care about the negative feedback, do the shoe company. If not, find something else that you are willing to put up with the crap for.
That is a great bit of advice. Completely understand where you're coming from on that one.
Good.
It's the same with my channel. Like, I've had negativity, I've had really good positive comments.
Yeah.
But I love doing it, so that's why I'm still doing it. And like
exactly.
you say, same with your marketing company.
Exactly, and that's why you're going to be very successful, even more successful than you are.
Hopefully. Moving on, you've also got a podcast.
Yes.
Can you just explain what it is you talk about?
Yes. So it's basically where my co-founder, who's also my brother, and I sit down for half an hour and waffle on about what's going on in our business and like the challenges we're facing, what we're learning, what we're thinking about. It's called the Business Anchors Podcast. If you look at the design of the business anchors, in front of the anchors, there's an anchor that looks like a W. So you can imagine what we're trying to say, business, just kind of poking fun at ourselves that, we're two brothers that have sort of failed our way to growing a business. And we've got lots of funny stories from one, when we were kids, stupid stuff we did, two, from as we've been growing the business, like just stupid mistakes we've made. And also like we give a behind the scenes look at what it's like to grow a business. I think the reason we made the podcast is because most businessy podcasts out there are very formal and corporate and very, we run a business, we need to act like, like I was when I wore my suit, acting like that. Whereas we wanted to actually flip that on its head and make a businessy podcast that you actually get excited to listen to at the weekends. So yeah, it's full of fun, interesting stories, hopefully. And we get some really good feedback from it. So I hope I'm not just like being big-headed here, but we are really passionate about it and love recording it. So if no one likes it, I don't care. Me and Lloyd love doing it. So.
But that comes back to what you were just saying about do something you enjoy, and if people don't enjoy it as well, then...
Exactly. And it's weird. It's all like, you're asking these questions and everything I feel like I'm saying is a cliche. Do what you love, follow your passion. But when you actually like, I've been through this journey and I've really, all those things are true. Like when you actually go through it and you realize, because for like a business to be successful, you need to invest a huge amount of time. And imagine if you loved investing that time, you'd invest every hour in the day doing it. And you know, the more time and effort you put into something, the more you're going to get back. So yeah, find something you love and do it.
Yeah, it might be cliche, but it is most definitely true.
Yeah, exactly.
Finally, I do have 10 very quick questions.
Go on then. I'm looking
Are you
forward to
ready?
this. I think so. I think I'm ready.
Okay. Best marketing strategy you've ever come across? Doesn't have to be your own, it could be someone else's.
That is a really good one. Okay, one of the best marketing strategies I've seen is Burger King. They sponsored a football team called Stevenage, who are much lower leagues than sort of Premier League teams that would have been very expensive to sponsor. The reason they sponsored them was because on the game FIFA on Xbox and PlayStation, they had the Burger King logo on their shirts, and when people play with a certain team on, I can't remember the exact way it works, but you play with a certain team and they work their way up the ranks, and loads of people start using the players. So they got huge exposure, and they encourage people to use Stevenage on FIFA, and for a very low cost.
That is a very good marketing strategy.
Yeah, there's actually there's a website called marketingexamples.com. If anyone wants to see tons of really great case studies, check that out, because that's on there as well, and there's loads of other good ones.
Next question, lemons or oranges?
Oranges? Who would want to eat a lemon?
Oh, I don't know, lemons. Some people do.
What, would you just eat a lemon like an apple?
Yeah, take the skin off, like more like an orange, not quite an apple.
Fair enough.
Next question, when you're not at work, what are you doing?
I am at the moment mainly with my fiance and son, chilling in the house, playing with toys.
Oh, more toys soon for Christmas coming up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I'm going to the gym as well, actually.
Next question, favourite colour?
It used to be green when I was a kid. I'm going to say blue.
Okay. Next one thing that makes someone successful?
Passion.
What's its or skips?
Oh, what's it? Oh, skips. Oh, what's it?
Are you sure? Final answer?
Final answer.
Favourite book author?
Oh, that's a really good one. Do I have to pick one? One of the books that really stands out for me is, in terms of like the impact it's had on the way I live my life, is Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Okay,
really good book.
What's it about, just as a quick summary?
It's a quick summary. It basically talks through understanding humans and what they care about. And there's a load of principles. Like, it's ultimately a guide on how to make people like you. And there's some really clever things. Like, one tiny thing is, what was the phrase? It was like, a person's name is the most important thing to them in their life. So it encourages you to always use their name, like to speak to you, to say your name, rather than just saying, hey, you. Use people's names as you speak to them. There's a whole load of other better insights in the book.
Okay, sounds really interesting. Might have to read that.
Mm.
Mashed potatoes or roast potatoes?
Come on, that's an easy question. Roast potatoes, obviously.
And leading on to next question, favourite dinner ever?
Oh, you got some good questions here. Favourite dinner ever? I'd say like a big massive steak and chips and mushrooms and tomatoes and peppercorn sauce.
Ooh. You're thinking about it then, as well, I can tell.
Yeah, I want that now.
Final question, you're stranded on a desert island, you can only take 3 things, what are you taking?
Three things I would take. What would I take? Can I take a person, or does it have to be a thing?
Yeah, no, you can take a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd take my brother. I'd take he just put his thumb up at me. I'd take my brother. I'd take a phone to call, and actually a camera so that we can document the whole thing and post it online to produce some good content.
No, that is pretty cool that
Yep.
you take them three things, and your brother's obviously happy as well.
Yeah. I'm going to flip it on you. What would you take? What would you take to the desert island?
Oh, I don't know.
See, it's a difficult
Bear
question, isn't it?
Grylls, because you could survive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what else. A phone.
Yep.
Probably do the same. Take like a camera so you could document the whole thing.
Good choices.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your time. You've been great talking to you as well.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's been fun.
Just goes to show that by being yourself, you are going to get much further in life than pretending to be someone else or someone who you're not. So that's a really great bit of advice, which we can all definitely learn from. Now you can follow Dan at the links here. If you have someone that inspires you, comment below. I'm always so interested to find out who others find inspirational. Likewise, if you have an inspirational story to tell or think that your story could help others, comment below, drop me a message on social media, or even drop me an email. On Wednesday at 5 o'clock, I'll be speaking with ex-bodyguard who has since gone on to release his own books, Alf Samuels. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, comment below, let me know what you think, and don't forget to hit subscribe. See you all on Wednesday. See you later.